Class 7 Geography Chapter 5 Water. When you think of the water, what images come to your mind? Do you think of a river, the waterfall, the pitter patter or rain drop water in your tap? Any image artificial inclusive for keeping the small house plant? Okay, the sun's heat causes evaporation of water into the vapor. When the water vapor cools down, it condenses and forms cloud. When from there it may fall on the land or sea in the form of the rain, snow, or the sleet. The process by which the water continues in this form and circulates between the ocean and atmosphere and the land is known as the water cycle. Our Earth is just like a terrarium. The same water still existed that existed centuries ago still exists today. The water used to irrigate a field in the Haryana may have flowed down Amazon River 100 years ago. The major source of the fresh water are the river, pond, spring, glacier, and the ocean bodies and the seas contain salty water. The water of the ocean is salty or the saline as it contains large amount of dissolved salt, and you can see most of them contain sodium chloride. ओके एक बार फिर से टेबल देख लेते हैं. नॉर्थ अमेरिका में कहते हैं ग्रेट बियर स्लेव के बाद विनिपिग के नीचे सुपीरियर के नीचे ह्यूरो. दिस इज नॉर्थ अमेरिका. यहाँ पे सॉल्ट लेक सिटी है एंड ये मिसिसिपी रिवर. दिस इज कैरेबियन सी, अमेजॉन रिवर. साउथ अमेरिका यहाँ पे देखो अफ्रीका में नाइजर रिवर, कॉन्गो रिवर, इधर लेक विक्टोरिया, नीचे ऑरेंज रिवर. ऊपर है दन्यूबे, ब्लैक सी के उस तरफ है कैस्पियन सी, उसके नीचे मेडिटेरेनियन सी, फिर है रेड सी, यहाँ पे नाइल रिवर है. उसके बाद फिर है नेक्स्ट एशिया, ये ब्रह्मपुत्र गंगा वहाँ पे होंगी है. अरेबियन सी, बैंगलोर बंगाल, ईस्ट चाइना सी है, साउथ चाइना सी है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में डार्लिंग, उधर कोरल सी है. ओके नेक्स्ट है अमाउंट. हाँ फिर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वाटर बॉडी. वी नो दैट 3/4 अर्थ सरफेस कवर्ड बाय वाटर. इफ देयर इज मोर वाटर देन लैंड ऑन द अर्थ, व्हाई डू वी सो मेनी कंट्रीज फेस वाटर स्कार्सिटी? Is all the water available on earth is all the water on earth available to is all the water available on earth is available to us? The salinity of the amount of the salt in gram present in 1000 gram of water. The average salinity of the ocean is 35 ppt. ओशन 97.3 है, आइस कैप में 2.0 है, ग्राउंड वाटर में 0.68 है, एंड देन फ्रेश वाटर लेक 0.009, इनलैंड सी 0.009, एटमॉस्फेयर 0.0019, and then river 0.0019. Dead Sea in Israel has a salinity of 340 gram ppt. Swimmers can flow it because increase of salt content make it denser. उसके बाद फिर नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. वाटर इज एब्सोल्युटली एसेंशियल फॉर स्विमिंग. वाटर अलोन कैन quench our thirst when we are thirsty. Now don't you think we are wasting a very precious resource when we use water carelessly? Wasting precious resource when you use water carelessly. Okay. Ocean circulation. There is something magical about walking bare feet on the seashore, the wet sand on the beach, the cool breeze, the seabird, the smell of the salt in the air, and the music of the waves. Everything is so fascinating, and like the calm water of the pond and the lake, ocean waters keep moving continuously. It is never still. The moment that occurs in ocean can be broadly categorized as the wave tides and the current. March 22 celebrated World Water Day. By March 22 March is World Water Day. When we need to conserve water is reinforced in different ways. 22 March World Water Day. फिर आता है वेज. व्हेन यू आर प्लेइंग थ्रो बॉल ऑन द बीच एंड द बॉल फेल्स इनटू द वाटर, व्हाट हैपन? It is fun to watch how the ball gets washed back to the shore by the wave when the water on the surface of the ocean rises and fall alternately. They are called waves. Now, waves are formed when wind escape across the ocean surface. The stronger the wind blows, the bigger the wave becomes. During a storm, the wind blowing at a very high speed form a huge wave. These waves may cause tremendous destruction. An earthquake, a volcanic eruption, or underwater landslide can sift large amount of ocean water. As a result, a huge tidal wave called tsunami that may be as high as 15 meters is formed. The largest tsunami ever measured was 150 meters high. These waves travel at a speed of more than 700 km per hour. The tsunami of 2004 causes a widespread damage on a 15 meter high, 150 meter high, एज हाई एज 15 मीटर. सबसे बड़ी सुनामी 150 मीटर हाई की थी, 700 किलोमीटर पर 2004 में. वाइस्प्रेड डैमेज इन द कोस्टल रीज ऑफ इंडिया, द इंद्रापोनिया, अंडमान एंड निकोबार आइलैंड गॉट सबमर्ज्ड आफ्टर द सुनामी. Tsunami is a Japanese word that means harbor wave, as the harbor get destroyed whenever there is a tsunami. Tsunami, the earth pandemonium. The tsunami or the harbor wave struck havoc in the Indian Ocean on the 26th December 2004. The waves were the result of the earthquake that its epicenter close to the western boundary of the Sumatra के western boundary. The magnitude of the earthquake was 9.0 on the Richter scale as the Indian plate went under the Burma plate. Burma plate ऊपर आ गई, Indian plate नीचे चले गए. There was a sudden movement of the sea floor causing the earthquake. The ocean floor was displayed about 22 meters and tilted in a downwardly direction. A huge mass of the ocean water flowed to fill in the gap that was being created by the displacement. This marked the withdrawal of the water mass from the coastline of the land mass in the south and the Southeast Asia. After thrusting of the Indian plate below the Burma plate, the water masses rushed back towards the coastline. In a tsunami, travel at a speed of about 800 km per hour, comparable to the speed of the commercial aircraft, and completely washed away some of the islands of the Indian Ocean. The Indira Point in the Andaman Nicobar Island that marked the southernmost point of the India got completely submerged as the waves moved from the earthquake epicenter from the Sumatra toward the Andaman Island, the Sri Lanka. The wave length decreased with decreasing decrease with decreasing the depth of the water. The travel speed also declined from 700 to less than 70 km an hour per hour. Tsunami waves travel up to a depth of 3 km from the coast, killing more than 10,000 people and affected more than lakh of the houses in India. The worst affected were the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Puducherry, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. While the earthquake cannot be predicted in advance, it is possible to give a 3-hour notice of a potential tsunami. Such early warning systems are in place across the Pacific Ocean but not in the Indian Ocean. Tsunamis are very rare in the Pacific. Such early warning systems are in place across the Pacific Ocean but not in India. Tsunamis are rare in the Indian Ocean as the seismic activity is less as compared to the Pacific Ocean. Destruction caused by tsunami on the Tamil Nadu coast. The tsunami that ravaged the south and the Southeast Asian coast in December 2004 is the most devastating tsunami in the last several hundred years. The large damage caused to the life and property was primarily as a result of the lack of monitoring. The early monitoring अच्छे से हो रही थी ना early warning system था and the knowledge among the coastal tourists of the Indian Ocean. The first indication that the tsunami is approaching is the rapid withdrawal of water from the coastal region followed by the destructive wave. When this happened on the coast, instead of people going to high ground, they started settling at the coast to view the miracle. As a consequence, there was a large casualty of curious onlookers when the gigantic wave tsunami struck. The rhythmic rise and the fall of the ocean water, the rise and fall of ocean water twice in a day is called a tide. It is a high tide when water covers much of the shore by rising to its highest level. It is low tide when the water falls to its lowest level and recedes from the shore. The strong gravitational pull exerted by the sun and the moon on the earth's surface causes the tide. The water of the earth closer to the moon gets pulled under the influence of the moon. The gravitational pull and causes high tide during the full moon and new moon days. The sun, moon and the earth. दो टाइम बताओ जिसमें तीनों एक लाइन में रहते हैं. Full moon and new moon. Sun, moon and earth are in the same line and the tides are the higher. These tides are called the spring tide. But when the moon is in the first and the last quarter, the ocean water get drawn in diagonally opposite direction by the gravitational pull of the sun and the moon, resulting in a low tide. तो ये neap tide है and this is your high spring tide or the high tide. Okay. This helped the ship to high tide help in navigation in diagonally opposite direction by the gravitational pull of the sun and the moon, resulting in low tide. These tides are called the neap tide. वो हो गई spring tide. Okay. High tide help in navigation. They raise the water level close to the shore. This helped the ship to arrive at the harbor more easily. The high tide also help in fishing. Many more fish come closer to the shore during the high tide. This enables the fishermen to get a plentiful catch. The rise and the fall of water due to the tide is being used to generate electricity. Rise and fall electricity in some places. Ocean currents are the stream of the water flowing constantly on the ocean surface in a different direction. The ocean currents may be warm or the cold. Generally, the warm ocean currents originate near the equator and move toward the pole. The cold currents carry water from the polar to or higher latitude to tropical or the lower latitude. The Labrador ocean current is cold current. When the Gulf Stream is a warm current, the ocean current influences the temperature condition of the area. Warm currents bring about warm temperature over the landscape with the areas where the warm and the cold current meet to provide a best fishing ground of the best fishing ground of the world. Seas around the Japan and the eastern coast of North America are such examples. Japan, North America. The areas where a warm and the cold current meet also experiences a foggy weather, making it very difficult for navigation. Fishing के लिए तो अच्छा है लेकिन navigation के लिए थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम है. अब यहाँ पे सारे करंट हैं. कोल्ड करंट ब्लू कलर से, वार्म करंट इतना. सारे करंट देखो. अब हम सबसे पहले देखते हैं नॉर्थ अटलांटिक ओशियन में और साउथ पहले नॉर्थ में. यहाँ से नॉर्थ इक्वेटोरियल करंट दो पार्ट में डिवाइड होता रहता है. एक है साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट, एक है नॉर्थ इक्वेटोरियल करंट. नॉर्थ इक्वेटोरियल करंट आपके नॉर्थ अमेरिका की तरफ जाएगा, अंदर घुसेगा, उसके बाद फिर गल्फ स्ट्रीम की तरफ बाहर निकलेगा, ऊपर से लैब्राडोर ठंडा करंट वापस आएगा. अच्छा, गल्फ स्ट्रीम दो पार्ट में डिवाइड होगा. एक जो है ऊपर चला जाएगा, नॉर्थ अटलांटिक ड्रिफ्ट हो जाएगा और नीचे आ जाएगा कैनरी करंट के फॉर्म में. ये सर्कल कंप्लीट होगा. अब साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट जाएगा आपके साउथ अमेरिका, ब्राज़ीलियन करंट से बाद वो नीचे, अच्छा फिर वो क्या हो जाएगा, वेस्ट में ड्रिफ्ट हो जाएगा. तो कैसा हो गया, वेस्ट से विंड आएगी तो वेस्ट विंड ड्रिफ्ट हो गया. फिर वहाँ पे जाएगा अफ्रीका में, वहाँ पे बेनेगुला करंट और इक्वेटोरियल मतलब पूरा साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट को ज्वाइन कर लेगा. अब इस ब्राज़ीलियन करंट को काउंटर करने आ रहा है फाकलैंड करंट. अब हम लोग पैसिफिक ओशन में देखते हैं, एक हम लोग वेस्ट पैसिफिक ओशन में देखते हैं. अब यहाँ से नॉर्थ इक्वेटोरियल करंट ऊपर जाएगा, नॉर्थ पैसिफिक ड्रिफ्ट है, एक सेकेंड, इक्वेटर जाएगा, इक्वेटर से उधर जाएगा कुरोशियो करंट, कुरोशियो के बाद जाएगा से घूमेगा ऊपर जाएगा ओएशियो करंट. अभी कुरोशियो करंट का होगा नॉर्थ पैसिफिक ड्रिफ्ट, दो पार्ट में टूटेगा, ऊपर जाएगा अलास्का करंट और नीचे की तरफ आएगा कैलिफोर्निया करंट और ज्वाइन कर लेगा. इसी तरह नीचे देखो, अब यहाँ पर आएगा साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट जाएगा, वहाँ पे गया, उसके नाम नहीं दिए हैं, दिस इज़ अ वेस्ट विंड ड्रिफ्ट. और यहाँ पर अमेरिका में हमबोल्ट करंट पेरू में आएगा. इंडियन ओशन में देखो इक्वेटोरियल करंट इस टाइप पे आया, इक्वेटोरियल काउंटर करंट हो जाएगा। ओके, इक्वेटोरियल करंट क्या, साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट है। साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट अफ्रीका में ओगलास करंट है, फिर वेस्टवर्ड ड्रिफ्ट होगा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया में वेस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलियन कोल्ड करंट में ड्रिफ्ट हो जाएगा। ओके, थैंक यू।